Dream Life method number 12. Yes, I decided to just go ahead and film this now because I'm still sick and I don't feel good. So I don't want to have to do this tomorrow if I'm really not up for it. But also, the last two videos both say that they're Dream Life method 10. The last one was clearly supposed to say 11. Oopsies. Anyway, I'm also thinking about not posting anything on Sundays. So I'm kind of adding that into the methodology, is to recommend that you for yourself, your dream life, your manifestations, consider if you need one day where you have zero productivity, zero obligations, as far as you can, as far as you can manage it. I personally think that having even just one rest day is important. One day of rest, recovery, no productivity, no obligations, and that can be difficult to manage and it can be difficult to implement, but it can also be very important. So, something to consider. And again, as it fits for your life. So obviously, if you've got like small children, you're probably not going to be able to just take a rest day on Sunday. But maybe there's some things that you will be able to at least take off your plate for that day, which is better than just trying to keep going. Or if you're in school and work, whatever, and you can take one day and not do any studies or anything. Again, productivity. If there's something that you can just have one day where you're not being productive, then I highly recommend doing that because it is very important for our nervous systems, for our brains, for our bodies, for everything. Like, we need that recovery time. We need that break. And it absolutely makes it a lot easier to get in burnout if you're not taking that day, even if it is just one day a week. And so that's kind of part of what goes into this next bit of the manifestation techniques is dream lives aren't built by intensity. If you're too intense with it, you're not going to be able to call it in or sustain it. And that goes along with a lot of goals that you can end up having in life. If it's that you are in university and you're going after a particular degree, or you're in tech school and you're going after a particular field, then if you're overdoing it, you're going to end up in burnout. And that is not going to be nearly as beneficial, and you're also not going to be retaining as much information or as good of skills if you are completely overrunning yourself. If you are running yourself to the ground all the time, then you are doing yourself a disservice. I have a fur in my lip, but I love my cat, so it's okay. Anyway, building your dream life is more about sequencing, safety, and consistency than it is about generating burnout for yourself. It is important to know what your limitations are, and it's better if you can figure that out before you get to that point. And again, it can go into the method of what can you take off your plate that is going to help with that? What can you add that feels better? But if you decide, hell yeah, I'm going to take one day of zero productivity, then which day is that going to be? Can it be consistently the same day every single month? And also not beating yourself up if something comes up and you have to add it in. If you have too many obligations or responsibilities to make a full day a recovery day, then what could that look like for you instead? How could you make that work for you in a different way? Is it a half a day? Is it taking specific time 2 hours, or between 12 and 4, whatever it may be. Really try to consider your lifestyle and your scheduling on how to make it work. That way you're not overdoing it. And maybe it's a daily part of your routine where you set a boundary for yourself of, after, like, I'm gonna have dinner every single day at 6 o'clock. And so starting at 6 o'clock, like making dinner or whatever, I am no longer doing anything productive for the rest of the day. I'm going to have my dinner, I'm going to clean up after dinner, and then I'm going to watch a movie, read a book, whatever it may be. What would that look like for you that is in the best support of your lifestyle goals and your current life as well? And something else with manifesting, again, sequencing is important. Your nervous system being, well, all of you being in alignment is important. Not overwhelming your nervous system. So I think it's also important to not look at it as the year, because particularly like now, January time, people are looking at the year ahead. Maybe it's better to break that down, because I personally, like, I'm evolving too much and too often for that. So, and a year can also be overwhelming for a lot of people, particularly if you have like ADHD or something like that. Then your concentration is like, a year? What the no, what was that? So take into everything you can into consideration with when you're looking into your dream life manifestations, and that includes your timelines. So if you need to go quarter by quarter, do that instead. If you need to go month by month, week by week, what is it? And maybe even break down the goals and the manifestations, the dreams, all of it, into different sections of timelines as well. So your ultimate dream life goals is in one timeline. I'm in school right now, but this term is over, so let me go, like, my school goals go in this term. And I'm going on a summer vacation, so these are my body goals to reach by then. Like, you can map it out with different timelines, and that could end up helping immensely. And it can help with not getting the burnout, but it can also help with making it more obtainable and more realistic, and helping stick with it, and minimizing the potential for burnout. And also know that it's your life. Make it as flexible as you want or need. So even if you start out where it seems like, don't make it too rigid either. If it seems like you are going to do this one thing in this one specific time, but then you realize this is actually a terrible time to do that, but I still want to get it done, let me just move it over here to this timeline instead. Be a little more flexible with yourself than being so overly rigid that it just is like everything is just going to fall apart, because now everything, whatever, catastrophizing, however it goes, or it becomes that domino effect where, well, that thing's not working out, so boop, 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 now all it's fucked. So be careful with that as well. And yeah, just don't be too rigid and too hard on yourself, because you're not going to be able to manifest your dream life if you're overdoing it. And it's just like with working out. If you're not adding in that recovery period, you're doing yourself a disservice. You need time to heal. Your body needs to be able to repair. And it's the same with manifesting. You need to be very intentional on every move you make. Be so intentional with how you move in life. Be intentional with how you show up. Be intentional with your timing of things. Be intentional with all of your goals. Be intentional with every single aspect of your life. If you are creating your dream life, it is obtainable. You just need to sequence it out and do it intentionally, and do it in a way that is in the best alignment for you and your own life. Fuck everybody else's. This is your life. How is it going to work best for you?